In the 1980s, American Airlines saved over $40,000 just by eliminating one olive served in every passenger salad. And then right around the same time, Northwest Airlines saved $500,000 by changing the amount of slices it gets from a cocktail lime to 16 instead of 10. Now this is known as a cost containment strategy, or as I like to say, chasing the olive. And I think if I can apply that same strategy to my company, I could probably save a bunch of money too.
You should do that. Thanks.
Last year, I sold 127 sheets worth of 20 gauge stainless steel coupons at weldmetalsonline.com. And every single one of those sheets had a PVC film over the top of it, which protects the finish underneath. Now, since we can't weld through that film, and we sell our coupons already prepped and ready to go out of the bag, the job of peeling that film is on us. While this isn't an overly complicated job by any means, it definitely is time consuming. So that's what we're gonna have to figure out how long it's gonna take right now. You ready? Go. All right, while they do that, let's go over here and talk about payroll real quick, because you probably don't realize that the total price of processing the sheet is not just paying these guys to peel it. I have to pay for them to cut it. I've got to pay for them to clean it. I've got to pay for them to package it up, and I got to pay for the labor cost all the way up to the shipping line. The person responsible for ordering the material also has to get paid, as do the accountants that do whatever it is that accountants do. Now, last year, my payroll cost was almost $500,000, which means for every single minute that my staff is working here, I have to find a way to make $4 because, well, people don't work for free. So for every minute that I save on doing something, I save the company time, which means we can use that money to go back into the company for future expansions and upgrades. Now, there are obviously other associated costs with, overhead and everything else like that, but we're not talking about that. We're only talking about the payroll on this one because one thing at a time. And speaking of time, how are we? Go. 6 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay, 6 minutes 45. We're just going to round that up, actually. 6.75 minutes times $4 a minute, roughly. That cost me $27 to have these two guys peel that sheet. Wow. Last year I did 127 sheets times 27. Oh my God, I just spent $3,500 last year just peeling stainless. That's depressing. Yeah, I need to place an order. Hey, it's Justin at TFS. What are you getting for a 3/8 hot roll round bar? 20-footer.
$8.
Perfect. Can you send me one?
Yep.
Cool, thanks. Now, up until this point, about 20 million people have seen me do this on Instagram or peel it that way. And I'm pretty sure the parakeets of TikTok have also stolen that and posted it up there or whatever. But I saw a lot of comments that were suggesting that we're supposed to be peeling it after we process the material because doing it before was completely all wrong. I have a theory on this one, and I think it's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Guys, can you do me a huge favor and peel these real quick? Ready? Go. Oh. One. Oh. Okay, somewhere between 10 and 20 seconds. Let's just call it 15 seconds. So 15 seconds is about $1 in my labor, and last year I sold over 86,000 pieces of that 20 gauge. So in order to compensate for that stupid idea, I would have to mark up the material about 3,200%, which means this little bag of coupons right here would cost about $300. I'm not gonna pay that. Now, there were a few people that made mention of the sheets being a little bit more difficult to peel when they've got some scratches on them. And yeah, for the most part, they're kind of right. But still, it's faster than peeling it all by hand, and faster is faster and cheaper is cheaper. But there's also the fact that a lot of people missed on this one. If you're more careful with the handling of the sheet, you're less likely to scratch it. So there's that. And there was also mention of people wanting to know how to get the rod back out of there. Well, in all honesty, it only takes about 1 minute to 5, depending on how many peels you have wrapped up in it, to cut it off with a razor blade. It's actually pretty simple to do. Or, if you treat it like a couple dollar consumable that it is, you just throw it away and grab another one. But I think my favorite comment above all on that reel and the YouTube short and everywhere else that I saw it shared was people thinking that I messed up the corner. Well, you actually have to go back, look at the video, and enhance it a little bit, or just look closely and you'll see that the corner was already bent before I peeled it off of there. So peeling the sheet does not damage the sheet. And for what it's worth, it wasn't a waste either, because when we process these strips into coupons, the last bit of it that comes off of the strip before it gets cut into a coupon is always shorter, so it doesn't get sold. It goes into the recycling bin. So, yeah, pays to pay attention. Now, you might just think that a few $1,000s a year is really nothing, and that's just the cost of doing business. But I mean, think about it. To a small business owner such as myself, that's quite a bit of money. And let's just say, for instance, let's say I had to process 500 sheets instead of only 127 in a year. That's well over $10,000 that I would spend just peeling stainless. That's a lot of money. That could be used to expand. That could be used for almost anything in a business to help grow it and make it bigger, right? So what you need to do is go find whatever it is in your shop or your job or whatever your processes are, and see if you can find a way to make it go quicker, faster, or more efficient so you can get some of that money back. I really hope you guys learned something on this one, and I wish you the best of luck in this game that we call Chasing the Olive. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Have fun.